everyone. I just thought I'd give you a quick update on the banking app that I started working on last week. As you might remember, I was just kind of starting to work with the server with Express, and then I was making calls and trying to hook that up with vanilla HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Which was fun. But the whole time I was thinking about React and how I was going to hook the two up. And I'm really proud of where I got up to tonight. I managed to not only create my server with all my routes, but also to therefore funnel it all through or into React, and then use React to make certain calls, using React Router DOM as an NPM package to move the user through different pages. And this is what I've come up with so far. So obviously it's still skeleton, but the other thing I should mention is that it's now also hooked up with MongoDB Atlas. So last Thursday was when I finished this, and I will put a link to the video that I created last Thursday about this. I did not work on it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday and Tuesday I got it hooked up to MongoDB, and today with about I would say 3 hours work in total, maybe 3 or 4 hours work, I managed to work out how to get it all to work through React. Of course, the first time is always the hardest, so I'm sure it'll be easier next time. But let's have a little look at what I can do now. So at this stage, what we can do is we can hit this login button. This will end up being a homepage, so fully styled bank homepage. We'll click login. Here is our very fancy login page. You enter your IBAN and your PIN, which, as you can see, is very legitimate and definitely super secret. We then hit, this should say login, of course, this is something I need to update. Hit that, and what this is going to do is this is going to send a request to an authentication function in the backend in the Express server that will then hook up to MongoDB, find the user. I've created 3 fake users in Atlas. It will access the IBAN and the PIN, make sure that it exists and that they're right, and if they are, then it will return a token. And this token will persist at the moment in local storage. Obviously, that's not a long-term solution. I'm probably going to end up putting it in session storage and maybe also add the kind of neat banking timeout function. But for now, it's stored in local storage because we're doing a lot of re-renders when I'm editing in React. So it was just getting very annoying constantly having to go back and log in. But anyway, that's what's happening. We hit account in this case. Welcome to your bank account. Very fancy. So the bank account currently accesses our balance, and then we can deposit and withdraw. Unfortunately, it looks like my subtitles are in the way. Hang on, let me move this up so we can see everything here. Oh, yikes. I have a feeling these subtitles have gone a bit askew. Okay. Sorry about that to any of our hard of hearing listeners or watchers. um, so hopefully those subtitles are much better now. My apologies again. So here we go. There's a deposit, and then we've got a little withdrawal section. So obviously this is pulling this from MongoDB. And from here, we're really just using basic fetch requests with this token as the main way of accessing the database. I still need to work on creating proper authentication, obviously, but this is a temporary measure, and hopefully it shouldn't be too hard to transfer it all over, famous last words. Okay, so fun fact, we're working in React, so of course we have controlled components. Controlled components, for those who have not used React, basically means that every time we change a value inside our form, it's actually updating state with that value. And then that state is fed back to that input field. So the value of the input field is always equal to the value of state and vice versa. And this allows us to very easily access the value of the deposit input and the withdrawal input when we are sending our fetch request. So we want to deposit some money, of course, we do that. Yeah, I probably should work on that somehow. That's going to be a fun little quirk. Yep, there we go, and it's sent to the system, it's updated in MongoDB, and then we fetch the balance back. So this, every time we run deposit or withdrawal, we are refetching the balance. With withdrawal, I did something kind of nice. So we've got $2,051 here, so we can withdraw 2,000, that's no problem. There we go. But now you see, I forgot to zero this out. Okay, that's something I need to go back and do. But now you see that if we set the amount to 2,000 and our balance is 51, we are actually ghosting, or disabling, I should say, the button so that it's not possible to submit. Now, obviously, people can be a bit tricky with this, so this is also checked at the back end, but hopefully this kind of avoids most people trying to withdraw more money than they have. So this is just a super simple little test that happens, and eventually I'll also update the field to change color, the border to change color when this all happens as well, because I will eventually, of course, style this. At this point I'm thinking with styled components. So now we've got this great state going on. I'm considering switching it to a context, but for now it's state. And if we go back home, you'll see that this no longer says login, but it says account. And if we click on that, we go back to our bank account. So as long as we're logged in, we've got the is logged in setting on there, we can switch back between those two as much as we like. And of course, we've got a fun logout button. So if we hit logout, that logs us out, and you'll see that logout button now disappears and is replaced with our login page again. So this is going to form the basic skeleton of what the final app will be. Basically, for now, my goal is just to do some minor fiddling to fix some of those little mistakes that we just saw on the way. But then probably after that, by the end of the week, I hope, I can start styling it, and that will be nice because then it will actually look like something someone might use. And this is definitely something I'm hoping to add to my portfolio website. So that's my little summary of where I'm at with this. Is my little check-in 6 days after the fact. But I'm really proud of how this is coming along, I have to say. I know it doesn't look like much, but considering this is mostly achievements of the back end happening here, not so much of the front end. And I'm learning a lot along the way. And in the end, that's what's most important, right? So, that said, thank you if you watched any of this. And I will see you next time. Bye.